Vail Resorts and Breck Grand Vacations put thousands on furlough as uncertainty reigns. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News. First, Governor Polis this week gave updates on school closures and surge capacity at state hospitals. On Monday, the governor warned that in-classroom learning might not be feasible this year, saying he hopes students can return, but it is highly unlikely. Today, State Incident Commander Scott Bookman gave the latest on virus peak predictions.
Models are telling us that we will see a surge that may overwhelm our hospitals sometime between April and July of 2020.
Bookman unveiled plans to quadruple the state's ICU capacity and more, giving the example of Central Park in New York City, where subcritical patients are being treated.
These are people who will require daily monitoring by a doctor, twice daily monitoring by a registered nurse. They may have some respiratory therapy needs. This is where we're looking at larger facilities, arenas, convention centers, stadiums, even warehouses that we can convert to field hospitals. At
Summit Community Care Clinic, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Casey Cowie says early aggressive shutdowns are paying off.
Without those measures in place, we estimate that cases can double almost daily, and that has definitely not been happening, which allows us to continue to care for people, and it allows our hospitals to keep up.
If you are sick and want to be tested, call your primary care provider for a screening. Summit is one of the few counties in Colorado with a lodging ban, and hardest hit was Breckenridge Grand Vacations. CEO Mike Dudick.
There's 600 plus employees, and we furloughed nearly 80% of them on Friday. So it's been a traumatic couple of weeks.
That's equal to more than 500 employees from every department, including Dudick and other executives who are not taking paychecks for 90 days.
So there's no one at our company that's going untouched by this situation. We like to look at it that we're all in it together.
Some housekeeping and maintenance staff are still on hand for early spring cleaning. So what comes next for 650 employees and nearly 25,000 owners?
I am bullish on the idea that the vacation business, it may be slow getting back, but I think the vacation business will be a leading indicator of the return to normalcy.
Starting this Saturday, Vail Resorts is putting all hourly employees on furlough for at least 1 to 2 months and cutting salaries by 5 to 25%. The company has also suspended 401k matching and delayed $85 million worth of capital improvements, including a new chairlift at Breck. Furloughed employees will not lose medical benefits. Local towns are digging deep to help small businesses weather the COVID-19 shutdown, including $1 million from Breckenridge and $350,000 from Silverthorne. Kim Jardam with Silverthorne.
Despite our town being funded on sales tax revenues only, which means that the town is suffering as well, we have been able to identify $350,000 to help our businesses.
About 400 businesses in Silverthorne are impacted by the statewide shutdown, and the town's relief fund is designed for independence.
For example, a chain restaurant like Chipotle would not be eligible for this.
Short-term rentals are not eligible, same as in Breckenridge and most likely Frisco. Town council there is close to approving $500,000 for relief. Residents statewide are in week 2 of stay-at-home orders, and the Summit County Sheriff's Office has seen a rise in domestic and sexual assault. Sheriff Jamie Fitzsimons on the Krystal Morning Show today.
Some people, they are in a bad situation at home, and this quarantine actually makes it worse. It actually does, and there are people that are frightened or threatened not to call or not able to, that their significant other takes their phone away.
Local nonprofit Advocates for Victims of Assault is here to help, and they are busier than ever, responding to 30 calls in March and placing 13 locals in temporary housing.
I encourage you to please call law enforcement, but if you don't want to, there are other avenues. There are other resources out there.
If you need help, call Advocates at 970-668-3906, 970-668-3906. This week on the State of Summit, we get behind the scenes at the nerve center of local coronavirus response.
This is a single point where all of our stakeholders can coordinate information, and our main goal is to really, like you said, be the nerve center.
That was Brian Bovaird, County Emergency Manager, between daily phone conferences with more than 40 local officials, from police and fire to doctors and town managers.
There's a lot of complexities that we're trying to make sure that we're understanding what they are, and if there's anything we can do to make things a better situation, we're trying to accommodate that.
Bovaird and a skeleton crew of 4 to 5 collect info all day, using the latest, most reliable data for decisions that impact all 30,000 locals.
A response of this scale, normally I'd be bringing in teams from around the country to assist us, and they just don't exist because they're dealing with their own emergencies.
Tune in again next Wednesday for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. In sports, the National Hockey League today confirms hockey is back in 1 month, May 1st, for broadcast only with no fans in the seats. NHL officials say hockey is better on TV anyway. They're even bringing back the glowing puck tracker from 1996. 2 months ago, this would have been a weak April Fool's joke, but today, it almost sounds legit. And in local sports, brought to you by Wilderness Sports in Dillon, a skier was caught and carried by an avalanche yesterday at Telescope Mountain in the northern San Juans, about 5.5 hours southwest of Breckenridge. Multiple agencies report the skier was with a group of 3 when snow released, carrying 1 through trees. The injured skier was airlifted by helicopter. No word yet on injuries. Phil Lindemann, Krystal 93 News.